UFC Fight Night, Dolidze, Hernandez. We have, this one's rumored to be the final Apex card. Would you believe that? There are no more Apex events on the calendar. We're booked up until, I believe, the end of October now with the Gone Aspinall card, I believe. Maybe there's an Abu Dhabi card in there as well, November, but no more Apex cards on the bill. You can be happy about that. Let's get into this one, though. So, I really thought, I was praying to the MMA gods what kind of event they're going to drop on August 9th, my birthday. It's not UFC 318, sadly. It's some hot Apex garbage. But here we are. This could be the final Apex card ever made. I'm very happy because it just adds aura to finishes. Like, when someone pulls off a sick finish in the Apex, nothing happens, really. If they're two foreign fighters, not a peep from the crowd, no aura, except for the commentators just throwing fake excitement at it. It's not really my thing. I like hearing the crowd roar in the back. I used to actually be a fan of the Apex because it was like you're more of a fly on the wall of if this fight was taking place in a tiny little gym, it's more personal. You can hear corner chatter, you can hear the strikes, but I'm over it now. I'm sick of it. I hate hearing. It seems like the refs pull a lot more bullshit in there. It's more of the UFC's thing, with all their bullshit. So put it back in venues, let the people go. Live fights are fantastic. If you've never been to them, I highly recommend it. If you can scrounge together the cash to get yourself out there. Even nosebleed seats are actually not bad. You can actually see the action pretty well. You don't want to be down low looking through the cage. It's kind of I've never been on the floor looking through a cage, but just from photos, it looks awful. I'd rather be at a bit of a nicer angle up top so you can actually look down into the cage and always see the action. So let's get into it. We got Mr. Steal Yo Girl, Roman Dolidze against Anthony Hernandez, who is, becoming a big fan favorite, but kind of a pothead, potty mouth, with an infinite cardio glitch. We're going to go Roman Dolidze, a bit more battle-tested, been against better competition. Steve Erceg against Ode Osborne. We're going to have to go Steve Erceg here, even though he is 0-3. He's just fought better names. Even if he has been coming up short, it's better than anything Ode Osborne has ever done. Ladies strawweight. We're going to go Angela Hill because she's fought every female fighter in existence. She's just a super veteran of women's MMA. Yasmin Lucindo, just ain't got the goods for my liking. We're going to go C-Rod, Christian Rodriguez, really low on Andre Fili, shouldn't really be here in my humble opinion, we'll get into it. Gene Matsumoto arguably beat Rob Font last time out. Yeah, I'll take him here to beat Miles Johns. Eric Anders is kind of underrated, big boulder of a dude, big powerful unk, but we're going to go Christian Leroy Duncan. I like the evolution. I like his strength of schedule as of late, and I think he's improving, so we'll go CLD. Julius Walker, former NBA, not NBA, he's a former basketballer, Julius Walker. That's enough to pick to go against Rafael CACQUEIRA, who lost to Ibo Aslan and did nothing. So we're going to go Julius Walker there. Elijah Smith is looking good. Tiyoshomi Kazama is AI, NPC, not a real human. We're going to go Elijah Smith. I believe he's 2-0, has some good wins in bantamweight. So I rate it. Kazama's done nothing but lose. Jocelyn Edwards, the female Leon Edwards, coming in here, gonna just dice up Priscilla Cachoeira. All she does is take damage. That's why she's in the UFC, by the way. Real shocker, there are fighters just signed to be just completely pasted across the canvas. That is who Priscilla Cachoeira is. We're gonna go Jocelyn Edwards all day. Uros Medic, Gilbert Urbina, who really cares? We're gonna go Uros Medic. Uros Medic, I believe he trains with some good names. Urbina, kind of in the same boat as Anthony Hernandez, bit of a pothead, not active enough for my liking, lost to Charles Radke, don't rate it. Gabriela Fernandez beat Wang Kong and robbed Carly Giudice, who's super fun and getting some nice looking wins. So we're going to go Gabriela over Julia Stoliarenko, who is 2-8 in the UFC, does nothing but lose. Yeah, she shouldn't be here either. My guy Cody Brundage opening up the card. He should be co-main event. Cody Brundage fights go hard. I won't be appreciating any Cody Brundage slander. I will shill this man all the way. He may not be a champion, but Cody Brundage, all his fights are chaos, unpredictable chaos. robberies, split decisions, doctor stoppages, illegal shit, disqualifications. Cody Brundage fights have them all. I don't even know who Eric MCONICO is. Too many C's in your last name. We're going my boy Brundage. Last week we had TAIRA Park, and I went with Hyung Sung Park, short notice throw together, about a week's notice for these two. Took a shot in the dark with Park. He had no camp, but what can we say? Things happen in matchups where they're not prepared for each other. Park was undefeated. TAIRA, similar thing, had that loss to Brandon Royval. Not a lot of wins on TAIRA's record that I rated. I asked a few of you, can you name me an impressive TAIRA win? And crickets. But, it is what it is. Took a shot with a prospect here with Hyung Sung Park. And honestly, just glad you guys care about Apex cards. Absolutely love the energy, calling me out for my bad picks. Just be there when I dap up Derek Lewis in a big underdog pick. Be there. But no, super happy that you guys actually care about these Apex cards. So that's awesome to see. Chris Duncan did his thing. Interesting. Rebecca, just kind of an interesting performance from Rebecca. You should go to BKFC if you want to take damage like that. Rebovics, again, dishes it out. Close fight. Brenner didn't back down or break and actually kept up with volume. He's a sick motherfucker, but yeah, I hope they don't cut Brenner. Keep him around. He's very fun. Carol Roaster did her thing. Don't care about Magni. Vallejo Silva was sick. I see a lot of people dogging Danny Silva for that performance, but honestly, he's going to grow from that. People dogging the emotes he was doing, that Matador type shit he was doing while clearly losing and getting embarrassed. He's going to grow from that. He's in there doing the damn thing with Vallejos. He's getting experience in. Yes, it looks a little pathetic to emote while you're losing, but I expect him to level up big time his next performance. He didn't get chinned. And just behind on the volume, Vallejos stud. Vallejos is an elite stud. We'll keep an eye on him, do a video of him in the future. Nakamura is just the man. Had to wipe away that last performance. What was it? Muin Gaffarov just shit the bed and decided to strike and not use his wrestling. Yeah, I don't know what he's doing with his career, but he just runs through Fletcher. Yeah, just kicks him in the liver and it's over with. Good stuff. Quick finish. He's a really fun bantamweight. Keep your eye on Nakamura. We switched to Andre Puliev. I went with Nick Klein, but then as I broke the fight down, switched to Puliev to just starch Nick Klein because he's garbage and, is sub or bust. Sub Hunter or bust. Michael Chiesa clone. Garbage. We went with Puliev and he pulled off an awesome body shot finish. I was high on Austin Bashi. He gets it done with a round 1 sub. Predicted that. Really wanted Bunez to just completely get rid of Rafael Estevam. Even more, just fat weight bully. Undefeated, I guess. Keep an eye on him if you just want to waste your life watching his fights. Yeah, interesting fight night. Glad you guys actually care about the Apex cards because I'll break down any event. We're talking 1 PFL. I'll break down any event if you guys want. So yeah, the fact that you're this passionate about Apex cards, good stuff. Let's talk about this week. We're going with Mr. Steel Yo Girl in this one. Just unfinishable brick. Super skilled grappler. Always looking for a finish. This is what I love. Finish first with Dolidze. He doesn't mind losing a scorecard. That's all good with me. We have 5 rounds now to figure this out. Kind of like the time limit is kind of Dolidze's enemy. He sort of goes 15 minutes and just not enough gets done if he can't find his finish, but he's got 15 minutes to work. The cardio is pretty damn good. He puts out good volume against the right kind of opponent. Yeah, did good stuff against Kevin Holland, finished him. I know it was a bit of an injury, but good win. Marvin Vettori, good win. Jack Hermanson, crafty finish, was getting pitter-pattered by Hermanson, but pulled off a nasty finish on the ground. Nasty finish over Phil Hawes, disfigured Kyle Dawkins' orbital. So Dolidze is dangerous, and that's what I like. Anthony Hernandez, on the other hand, is sort of only dangerous because he's weaponizing a cardio advantage. Now, the win with Brendan Allen, I don't like, and you're only as good as your last performance in MMA. This was sloppy. Brendan Allen is a good name to get a win over, but a 2-1 win over Brendan Allen, who made a ton of mistakes in that fight. Just slippery, slimy, just all kinds of weird mistakes in that fight. Look at these reversals. Just very, very goofy affair from these two. Over 15 minutes, which I don't like. But Hernandez does push a hell of a pace. I know this fight's not a good example. for his strike output. But against Pereira, Mikel Pereira, who we've talked about on the channel, major gas tank issues, just tries to aura farm and just burns his cardio, does not fight efficiently. So what does Hernandez do? Comes out and burns 29 takedowns into him, kills his cardio, gets his finish. But, you know, the thing with Hernandez is he doesn't just get the finish, he needs to work very hard and for a long time for it to materialize. But that being said, I can see why it's easy to get behind him. You know, 7-fight win streak, he's on momentum, but yeah, interesting start to his career. Losing to Marcus Perez by Anaconda choke, so he has been subbed. Yeah, I'm just trying to really pick apart this win streak from Hernandez. Vieira, in hindsight, perfect matchup for Hernandez. Don't care if he was a massive underdog to get that sub, but yeah, hindsight involved. Complete perfect style matchup for him. Vieira, trash cardio. Josh Fremd is garbage and gone. Marc-Andre Barrios is kind of about to be gone. His career is slipping away from him, so this win isn't as impressive. Hernandez gets it done in the third round, but Andre Barrios durable. Good win against Edmund Shabazian, where he does push a pace, avoids damage, and eventually just breaks Shabazian. This is a good win. 6 takedowns. What was the output like? Yeah, burns 15 takedowns into Edmund. Edmund, a striker dude. Yeah, tough shit. No grappling skill from Edmund Shabazian. This is the big thing. So beats a good striker in Edmund Shabazian, beats a good striker in Roman Kopylov, beats a good striker in Pereira, but with bad cardio. And I'm low on Kopylov, man. And then slimy, gross Brendan Allen wins. So Anthony Hernandez, if he gets this done against Dolidze, my opinions will obviously change, but the pick will be Dolidze. I think he's more dangerous, and for Hernandez to just spend time and burn minutes and work hard to induce fatigue in Dolidze, you're putting him in Dolidze's world. You know, Dolidze, incredible grappler, been on all kinds of jiu-jitsu tournaments, major sub threat. And he's kind of drifted away from that in MMA and sort of gone after KOs, which is fine. But it's good. I want to see grappling between these two. I want Dolidze to pull a sub. I want him to pull some greasy ass like calf slicer bullshit that he got on like Hermanson, because Hernandez is going to be pushing into you, burning into you for 25 minutes. So is there a world where Hernandez just wins on strike volume and Dolidze never gets going? Sure. But I don't know. I'm in favor of Dolidze landing damage. He's very heavy-handed, unfinishable grappler that's gone against good competition, battle-tested, Roman Dolidze. Well, we'll see. This is a big one for me. I'm going with another underdog. I believe it's been 4 underdogs in a row I've picked in main events, and I think we're 1-2, 2-2. So this is a big one. I just like Roman Dolidze's growth a bit better. A lot of question marks about Anthony Hernandez. You know, fluffy, Mexican, pothead. Yeah, I don't know. Trains with Max Griffin. Red flag. Roman Dolidze is kind of an extreme product. He's been an extreme product for a long, long time. Probably getting a lot of good looks. We'll go Dolidze. Steve Erceg needs this fucking bounce back so bad. Yeah, what can we say? What can we say about Steve Erceg? 3-0, gets his title fight off 3-0. Some Darren Till treatment bullshit. Not even. 3 wins, and he gets Pantoja. I wouldn't have. I mean, it's easy to say what I would have done or would not have done, but why do you take? I wouldn't feel comfortable taking the champion when my last fight was Matt Schnell. Like, I wouldn't. I'd be scared shitless that I was going to lose. But he had a great performance against Pantoja. Got his volume off. Stayed calm. Didn't get subbed. I like Erceg's defensive skills despite the Kaikar France KO. And Kaikar France, his only really method of victory is catching you in the first round. Let's be honest. It's like catching you with punches. Like, if you just, I don't know. This feels like an Erceg bounce back. You can watch some Erceg, and he's composed, he's smart, he doesn't have a lot of holes in his game, despite the most recent losses. The most recent loss, sort of the volume issue with Moreno that we predicted. Kind of, it's an older video of mine. It's privated, but yeah, just kind of volume demon problem with Moreno. Tricky shit in Mexico. Short notice, like, Erceg, what are you doing with your career? How about you manage it a bit better? Ode Osborne, nothing he's done is really impressive besides robbing Charles Johnson, who a lot of people are managing to get done. But Yeah, shouldn't have really beat Charles Johnson. Yeah, we can't really look at a single Ode Osborne win and like feel good about ourselves. Let's talk about the losses. Lazy Boy Rodriguez just does nothing. What is this output over 3 rounds at flyweight? Disgusting. Look at what Josh Van is doing with like 300 significant strikes. That's how you fight at flyweight. That's how you strike at flyweight. Javel Fielho loss, instantly subbed. Asu Amabayev eventually subbed. Yeah, I don't know. Ode Osborne finishable. Finish only. Don't trust him to go to scorecards. Erceg made it close with Pantoja. I don't want to overanalyze this one. Erceg's bigger, but at a reach disadvantage by a lot, actually. Yeah, Ode Osborne's got a good build for flyweight, but yeah, has shown to be slipping. And I know you can make the exact same argument for Erceg, but look at who he's fighting. Look at who Ode's fighting. Nobody. So, yeah, interesting stuff. We'll see what the actual game plan from Erceg is here. It shouldn't be to only box, because if he only boxes and feels that he needs to strike and needs a finish over Ode, he doesn't. You can clinch Ode, you can take him down, you can take your time, and you'll win it that way. Don't rush a finish on Osborne because you might get caught. Angela Hill, my girl, Angela Hill, biggest female veteran in the UFC. 18-14 record. I rate it, honestly. She might be the most robbed fighter UFC history. Yeah, gigantic career in women's MMA. I know there's a lot of losses in there, but she came into the UFC like 4-1 or something. So yeah, her whole career has been in the UFC. She's been learning on the job. She's fought everybody, every kind of style. And her game has kind of stayed the same. She is volume based. She's actually developed quite a good clinch and elbow work. I like that. And a couple sneaky subs. We saw a guillotine against Pinheiro. That was nasty. I think that's her only sub. Yeah, she has elbow KOs. But she's kind of just a volume gal. Hard to finish. Easy to rob. That's kind of her problem. Yasmin Lucindo is pretty new. She got sort of can-fed. I know it's women's MMA, but can-fed. Brogan Walker. She did drop the L to Yasmin Uregui, who is very finishable and not that good, we found out. Lost to my girl Lamoche. Wait a second. You only got 4 strikes in there against Lamoche. 4 strikes. Wow. Yeah. Complete do-nothing fight against Lamoche, who's kind of a grandma, but she's fun. I like Lamoche. Wow. Yeah, I'm low on Lucindo. Why do I not remember this fight? That's horrible. UFC 313 gets 4 strikes done against Amanda Lemos. I guess just freaked out about the power. That shouldn't be an issue here. I see a closer fight with Hill. But we'll go with the experience of Hill. I like her career. She said something about getting a title shot after this win. Good luck with that. But I like it. I like being delusional in MMA. Good stuff. We'll go with Angela Hill. Not a fight that too much research has been put into, all things admitted. Andre Fili, though, Christian Rodriguez. I'm a big featherweight guy. Very heavily invested in the featherweight division. Like a lot of guys in there. Christian Rodriguez, incredibly intelligent fighter, comes from a good camp. Big, what's the gym's name? Rufus Sport. Big Rufus Sport product. Pettis Bros. Yeah. Super good wins in there from Rodriguez. He just takes on the prospects with open arms. Fearless. Let's see. Gave Raul Rosas his L. Cameron Simon his L. Isaac Bulgarian his L. Yeah, good grappling IQ from Rodriguez. Really knows how to fight off a wrestler. And with good volume, he's a little small for featherweight. Saw that against my guy Malik Wazel Costa. Close fight, did his takedown thing, but yeah, the big thing moving forward with C-Rod is he's going to have to be more aggressive and just put out more strikes because it's getting close. Fucking weird loss to Julian Erosa, but let's move on. Andre Fili, for you Andre Fili enjoyers out there, I'm sorry. He is kind of a fluke artist. He doesn't really... This is proof you don't belong in the UFC. Like a win-loss over the course of, 12 years? Kind of proves you just don't belong, and the company just wants to hang on to you because of their, contractual obligations, I guess, and, okay, this is just kind of a seat filler here. There's nothing special with him, but... Yeah, when we look at Andre Fili, I know he has a KO here and there, but his durability spent over the course of a decade. What evolution have we seen? Not much. He's a spazzy volume guy. One of the worst striking accuracies in the UFC. Big flailer, big shadow boxer out there. Just kind of flails and flicks about. Can sneak a robbery here and there. But yeah, not too concerned. Not threatening really at all. Not threatening at all. Has had every chance in the world to go on a run. Can't put it together. Has never smelled ranked competition. So we'll go C-Rod. I like the camp. Andre Fili's just kind of a clock into alpha male and hit my pads kind of guy. So we'll go C-Rod. Sorry if you're a Fili fan, but that's how I feel, and we can get into stats and all that kind of stuff and what his record is. Yeah, I don't think it's happening with Fili. Just kind of a seat filler. Christian Rodriguez, I see talent, adaptability, room for growth earlier in the career. So we'll go C-Rod there. Miles Johns, Gene Matsumoto, was kind of upset with his last performance. I thought he beat Rob Font. Yeah, interesting stuff. Just got jabbed up a bit too much. Just kind of had his head pinged back a bit too much, but had the right idea and had a lot of takedown success on Rob Font, which is kind of the method to get it done, but still no success. Yeah, 25-0 leg kicks on Font, but just ate too many punches. That's what the judges went with. That's what they liked. And yeah, if we're talking strictly damage, probably Rob Font did get the win there, but super close, and I didn't feel good about it, but it was a big step up. Going from Brad Katona to Rob Font, are you kidding me? Good stuff from Gene Matsumoto. He's kind of a good all-rounder, doesn't really rush any kind of finish, but yeah, comfortable in the pocket, good little pocket boxing. I like the leg kicks in the Rob Font fight. I don't think he's a meathead. Think he can actually string together a good game plan. Finish Dan Argueta. That's what you like to see. Dan Argueta, had a little weird run in the UFC and got a finish over him. Good stuff. Pretty close fight with Brad Katona. I hope this isn't his ceiling. So there's some questions with Gene Matsumoto, but I like him. Maybe a bit of a padded record. He does not look 16-1, but here we are. Miles Johns been in the UFC for quite a while, sort of a UFC product. Has he really got off the ground running ever? No, he hasn't. Came into the UFC, slept by Bautista, who is good, so we're not going to put too much into this. Did get flying knee, though, pretty bad. Nice looking performance bonus KOs, gets paid, gets figured out and subbed by John Castaneda. So just struggling to put together momentum. Something's happening. Actually, no, this was a win streak. This no contest to Dan Argueta. Believed he popped for failed drug test by Miles Johns, but a 30-27 beatdown over Dan Argueta. Also good, but Gene Matsumoto finished him, so there's some MMA math for you. So had momentum and then dropped it to Felipe Lima. Felipe Lima, the guy everyone said would send Peyton Talbot packing. Nice try, guys. But yeah, so out-techniqued by Felipe Lima. Do we think Gene Matsumoto is kind of on the level as Felipe Lima? Similar game and similar fighters, I think. So we'll see. Maybe Miles Johns has learned from this last loss. We'll see. He is born 94. I know Matsumoto's a young guy. Yeah. It's basically, can you trust Miles Johns' game of, kind of boulder wrestling? Basically short 135 Yoel Romero type beat against super young, super promising Gene Matsumoto. We'll go Matsumoto, but Miles Johns, nothing really bad to say about him. Has been in the UFC for a long time. Just never really put together momentum. And is fighting in 135. So now's the time to put some wins together. Don't really see it. I think this is kind of the story of Miles Johns. Back and forth, to and fro. Yeah, Gene Matsumoto fought Rob Font last time out. We will go with him. Had good takedown success there. Eric Anders, Christian Leroy Duncan. Eric Anders, big veteran. Been around a long time. Again, this is kind of the theme with Apex cards I'm realizing. Nobody has more than there's a lot of people on here with never hitting a 3-fight win streak. Kind of hilarious, but Eric Anders ain't bad. He's old. He's injury riddled. He fights like an old man, but he packs power. He is super, super hard to finish. Khalil Roundtree couldn't put this guy away. Just love the speed advantage from CLD. He doesn't have the experience that Anders does. Anders has fought a lot of good names. But I still think Christian Leroy Duncan is going to be a new look for him. Andre Puliev win, looking a bit better, outclassing Puliev, who just got the win last weekend, a good finish. So I like the last win of Christian Leroy Duncan. Was big-bodied and sort of bitched out by Gregory Rodriguez, but Rodriguez is like a fucking heavyweight, so I don't really blame him. Got blobbed on for the majority of this fight, 8 minutes 20. Yeah, 30-27 loss to Robocop, who said, we're not doing much striking. Just took it to the grappling realm on CLD. Finish over Tululan, finish over Ribeiro. We love to see that. That's kind of the state of, you know, the bottom level of middleweight. Eric Anders would probably also dust those people, but like unanimous decision over Jamie Pickett, where you barely outstrike him and rely on your wrestling. I don't like it. Eric Anders too slow to catch CLD. CLD should be able to just, you know, duck, duck, goose, run circles around him, volume him up. Their builds are similar. Christian Leroy Duncan, you know, dynamic sort of fencer fighter build. He's agile. Eric Anders is the complete opposite. He is a former footballer, just completely broken back, just busted up old timer. He is crafty, but we'll go CLD with a volume win. Julius Walker, Rafael CACQUEIRA. CACQUEIRA lost to Ibo Aslan hilariously, so I'm off him for that, and was also finished round 1 by Bukowskis, who's not really that dangerous. He is good. Julius Walker debuted against Alonzo Menefield and lost by split in kind of a weird, goofy fight where they're like weird mirror matchups of each other. Yeah, Juicebox as your nickname's interesting, but he'll get somewhat of a rub off of Menefield, and please be able to beat Rafael CACQUEIRA, just fresh off regionals, getting dummied by Ibo Aslan. Please figure this out, Julius Walker. Yeah, not much to say on it. If you have some sick, hardcore MMA fan reads on that one, please comment them, because we're just gonna say Julius Walker. Who gives a fuck? Elijah Smith has good wins. He's the new guy on the block. Aaron Tao is that guy with the face tats. He did his thing and got takedowns against him. Had a real good performance on the Contender Series, and very short notice win over Vince Morales. Vince Morales is a vet, so good stuff. You're 7-1, 8-1, and you're getting a good win over a vet who's not good enough to stay in the UFC. Vince Morales, 5-fight losing streak, but real veteran, get your win, good stuff. I like how the career's picking up for Elijah Smith. We're not even 10 fights in yet, and it's looking good. Kazama's kind of a step down to Morales. This is the guy that got completely highlighted by my guy Nakamura, and then got highlighted by Garrett Armfield, and then picked up a win over this Grigoriou guy who has about 3 minutes of cardio in the lighter weight classes, and is horribly outstruck and pulls a fluke sub. So yeah, that's why I say Toshiomi, he's AI. He doesn't even look human. He looks like put together in like Me Creator. We'll go Elijah Smith. Kazama's done nothing to show success, emulate any kind of successful career. So we're going Elijah Smith. He's looked good the last 2 times out. Jocelyn Edwards, baddie. She's actually not bad. She showed finishing potential the last few times out. Tamiris Vidal sub. Good shit. Tamiris Vidal, big butch gal, finished her. You love to see it, and outstruck her, and took her down a bunch. Got Chelsea Chandler's bum ass out the UFC with a KO. So super high on Edwards. She's putting it together. She has respectable losses. Carol Rosa, Nora Corneau, Aylin Perez. Don't mind him. This is actually a great record for women's MMA. She's tall. She's long. The volume ain't bad. Just the kind of the wrestling is a bit of an issue. Gets taken down a little bit. She actually did a lot of wrestling against Cornole, but didn't get striking done. Interesting. But yeah, 2-fight win streak. Jocelyn Edwards. Priscilla Cachoeira, huge step down in my opinion. She's in the UFC to get just pulverized. I mean, go watch her debut against Shevchenko. It should be on Live Leak. It's what got Mario Yamasaki kicked out of the UFC for letting it go on too long. She got off 2 strikes. She pulled off 2 significant strikes in the entire bout. Valentina Shevchenko took her down, controlled her the entire fight long. put 250 significant strikes into her corpse on the ground before it was stopped. Yeah, you'll never come back after that level of damage. She gets outclassed the next few times out, and she's just kind of putting together little wins against people with no skill. Shanna Dobson, long and gone. Gina Mazzani, long and gone. Yeon Kim, I believe, is out. Ariana De Silva, that's Lipsky. She could be out any second now. She did KO Josiane Nunes. That was actually a dope KO. But yeah, when we're matching up these two ladies' careers, Jocelyn Edwards has actual skill and has looked good as of late. Priscilla Cachoeira, she's dangerous. She kind of just fights like she's off the street. So she is fearless. She is dangerous. But yeah, she's beaten. She's broken. Jocelyn Edwards could even get this done with another KO finish. So Edwards all the way. Comes from a good gym as well. Uros Medic, Gilbert Urbina. I feel like we haven't seen these guys in a bit. At the start of the year, Uros Medic got instantly KO'd by Puna Soriano. Yeah, never got out of first gear, just got highlighted. Yeah, not even any wrestling, just instantly got his year destroyed by Puna Soriano. Sucks. Puna's big power puncher is what it is. He KO'd Tim Means. Love it. Got a performance bonus last year. That's good stuff, but he needs to pick it up. His career's kind of slowing down after the Orobai loss. Let's pick it up, dude. You're 10-3. Let's get it going. You're not getting any younger. But Uros Medic, crafty striker. Not much else to say. Believe he trains with like Bilal and these guys. I think he actually trains from a decent gym. I'll have to look into his head coaches. Gilbert Urbina, just big pothead off the Ultimate Fighter. Lost to, just got detonated by Charles Radke, the crafty, potty mouth Charles Radke. So yeah, when your only win in the UFC is Orion Kosei, who's long and gone, garbage. Yeah, we're out. Finished by Brian Battle. Gilbert Urbina has done nothing. Uros Medic, the doctor, he's got a bit of aura. He's got actually all KO wins. So he's dangerous. We know he's dangerous. I think he's a better striker than Radke, and Radke was able to finish Urbina, so we'll base it purely off that. Yeah, Medic is cool. He has rock hard striking. Urbina just kind of spindly little volume worm. So Gabriela Fernandez, Julia Stoliarenko. Isn't Stoliarenko the chick that, yeah, she, that's like the loss that was so bad that Molly McCann had to retire, basically. She basically had to wrap it up after losing to this chick. She's 2-6 in the UFC, 2 arm bars, ladies arm bars, and other than that, it's been her getting knocked out and schooled. Strike average of 2 per 15 minutes or per minute. Awful. Let's talk about Gabriela Fernandez because she fraud-checked Wang Kong. No, she knocked down Wang Kong and pounced on a sub, getting her a performance bonus win last year. Dude, it was dope. I mean, she was getting out-volumed, but to pull off a finish against Wang Kong is good. Wang Kong is experienced kickboxer lady. Dirty KOs. She knows what she's doing. She's violent. Gabriela Fernandez takes her undefeated record. Yeah, what can we say? Gabriela Fernandez is big. She's meaty. She's a big, meaty gal. I like that. We discovered this last week with Carly Judice. Completely robbed the gal. Like, Judice lands about 60 more significant strikes, and the judges go with Fernandez. So they must like the power that she puts forward. The optics, her physicality, they must have sided with that. And she sold it real well, but she did get outstruck by Judice, so yeah, interesting. And rocky start. Got Jasmine Jasuda Vicious in the debut. That's okay by me. Weird loss to Teresa Bleda. I don't even want to go watch it. We'll pretend it never happened. So yeah, Gabriela Fernandez on momentum and is getting... They want to build her up, so they're giving her Julia Stoliarenko, a complete bum who's 2-6 in the UFC. No skill, no method of victory other than a fluke armbar. Gabriela Fernandez should get this done by finish or just dominant decision. Carly Judice and Wang Kong are awesome wins. So this chick's under the radar. No one's going to talk about her. Southpaw striker. Yes, she does get hit a bit too often, but Julia Stoliarenko, no skill, no power, just some fluke sub ability. And she dropped Wang Kong with a big power punch, so that's good enough for me. She packs power. She has good physicality, enough to rob Carly Judice. So, yeah, 2 performance bonuses last time out. So it looks to me like she's on momentum. We'll ride with it. And opening up the card, my guy Cody Brundage, the real person who fraud checked Bo Nickel. We just didn't see it coming. No, Cody Brundage is just, there's no composure in his game. He actually does have some skills. Just, yeah, there's a mental block in there. He panics often. He makes mistakes. But he comes from a good gym, you know, same head coach as Yusuf Zalal, crazy shit, same head coach as Anthony Smith. Just learning on the job, came into the UFC way too green and has kind of a panic career. All his fights are fun though. I'm always going to shill Brundage because never a boring fight, really. There's always some drama attached to a Cody Brundage fight, so you need to tune into them. You can talk shit about him all you want. He's not very good. But you get your money's worth when Cody Brundage fights. It is what it is. Slam KO Zachary Reese. Oscar award-winning win over Jacob Malkoun. Hilarious. Nasty guillotine choke. Like, Cody Brundage is just goofy, fun. Not very good. Like I said, not really a fighter. Has a lot of like panic problems. Makes mistakes in the heat of the moment. So absolutely don't put your money anywhere near Cody Brundage. But yeah, Eric McConico was that guy who was the coach of like Cedric Dumas or something. I don't know. He's just some guy floating around that got pulled in on short notice to fight Ruzaboev and had no success because it's Ruzaboev on short notice. So we know nothing about Eric McConico. I'm not saying Nursultan Ruzaboev on your debut is easy by any means, but yeah, McConico had no success. Got thrown in with got chucked into the debut with a real wolf in Ruzaboev, so there's not a whole lot to go on. Ruzaboev is better than anyone Brundage has fought, so it's hard for me to really pick a winner with confidence here. We'll go Brundage because of, I don't know, his tenure. I don't know, at least Brundage has like fought some names, even though every fight is like wild slop. He actually has, done the dance with some fighters, like, yeah. People in Brundage's career that I actually rate. Mansour Abdul Malik looks promising. Abdul Razak Al Hassan is a dangerous striker, but that's about it. Bo Nickel, he had moments of success against Bo Nickel. Zachary Reese got in there with Vieira and just threw it away. Like, yeah, interesting stuff from Brundage, but he is our guy moving forward. Never cut Brundage. All the fights are wild slop and they're fun. Yeah, interesting stuff. I have high hopes for Dolidze here. We'll see what Anthony Hernandez does. Everyone's all over him because of his momentum, but I think he's just kind of, riding the wave of his infinite cardio glitch, and he's not actually that skilled, but could prove me wrong. I like Dolidze and his caliber of competition. So there is the event. We'll wrap up with some news here, some breaking MMA news. Sean Strickland is suspended indefinitely from the sport of MMA. No, but Strickland actually, did something very wrong and punishable. So you might not see him for a while. He might leave the UFC and go fight Jake Paul. So keep your eye out for that. We won't give a prediction on that until it's in writing. Other news, Khabib has come out and said Islam has maybe a year or a year and a half left in the sport. I think we've heard about this for a while, but pretty disappointing. He better not duck Ilia Topuria. We need to see that after the JDM fight. So yeah, interesting stuff. Yeah, we'll wrap the video up. Any other breaking MMA news you guys want to discuss, throw it in the comments. You guys know I always reply. So yeah, thanks for watching. Dolidze Hernandez might be the last Apex event, so fingers crossed. All right, that's it for me, guys. See you later.